morning, welcome back. I'm here for week 3 of the pumpkin spice crochet along blanket. I'm having so much fun doing this blanket. First 2 weeks, they went pretty easy on us. Week 3, there's so much cool stuff going on. We have a lot to learn this week, a lot of different elements to really get into. So we get to learn some cool new things. So remember, I do all my tutorials in USTerms, so I do not do UK terms like the video. The video that Sirdar puts out is honestly probably much higher quality than mine. The creator films them, the designer of the piece, and she does such a wonderful job. But if you're someone who needs US terms, I'm just crocheting along in US terms. So I might not be perfect as I go, because I'm truly just recording myself as I'm doing this. All right, so starting, we're going to grab that ladybird red. To do these mushrooms, you need ladybird cream and lemongrass. Now we're to the point where the blanket is getting kind of big, which is exciting. This could at least cover like a baby or a dog. So just make sure that you are working onto the correct side of the work. The right side should be facing you. I tend to at this point start to kind of, I tend to at this point sort of cover myself with the blanket on the wrong side, and then I pull it up and I flip it over. So if I look down momentarily, I'm like, wait, am I on the right side? Yes, I am working on what's flipped over on the top of my lap here, because I definitely always just crochet on my couch. All right, so we are going to be working in, we finished our brown. Hopefully you counted those stitches on each side. You've got the right stitch count. If you're not perfect, you do have some opportunity to make up for it with the mushrooms this week. So it definitely doesn't have to be perfect. You can fudge some extra stitches with the mushroom rounds. All right, first round. Reading along with the pattern, I'm using ladybird. We're going to join. To join, just chain 1 to lock it in. And that counts as my first chain. So we'll do 1, 2, and 3. This counts as my first double crochet in the pattern. And if you want to, you could mark that. Then it says we're going to do 1 more double crochet all into that same corner chain space. I'm going to capture the tail of this ladybird red so that I can sort of pre-weave it in as I go. I'll just do a regular US double crochet. And then we're going to chain 1, chain 2, yarn over, pull through, loop, yarn over, pull through 2, there's another double crochet, and we should have 1 more double crochet in that chain space, so that the chain spaces for this round are always 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet. Awesome. Then it says 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Be careful, that corner stitch loves to hide. You know, this is the front of our work, so the stitch makes a P, not a 7. So if I have a post here, I should have a hole going this way to make my P. So make sure you don't miss that. I'm going to insert under both those loops. I'm going to pick up this red. It's kind of my sneaky way to hide the tails as I go. And there's my 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Then we have a star in our pattern, which means it's the start of our repeat. So we're going to do 1 chain, and then we're going to miss 4 stitches. So let's count carefully here. From the top, you can see the V's if you like to count that way, or if you want to see a post in a stitch, a post into a stitch, you can count that way. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm skipping all 4 of those, and I'm going to go into this 5th one. See it? Right here. And all within this 5th one, I'm going to do 5 double crochets all into the same one. So this is basically, we're doing a shell into this double crochet from the previous round. So we're going to say 1 double crochet back into that same stitch, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So then in the pattern it says we're going to keep doing this 23 times until we get into the corner on the other side. So just keep in mind, as you're doing these corners, it should always be 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then coming up to each corner, you always have 1 extra double crochet in the stitch along the side. That's just to even out the bottom row, because we want to make sure in between all of these stitches, all of these red shells here that are making our mushroom caps, we need to have 4 missed stitches in between. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. If in doubt, count, and I did that correctly. So I'm going to move on to my repeat. So in the pattern, I got to keep following along. So I'm going to do back to the start of that parentheses. 1 chain. Let's count. Miss 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going into the 5th, and all within this 5th one, we're doing 5 double crochets. 1. Go back into that same one. 2, 3, 4, going to chain 1. I'm going to do it again. We're going to count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going into the 5th one, yarn over, and I'm doing 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can tell you in my head, I'm thinking of it as 5 and 5. I'll show you what I mean. Chain 1. All right, skip 4. So in my head, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, going in on the 5th, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, yarn over, skip 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th. I'm going to do, again, a shell of 5 double crochets. That's 2, yarn over 3, yarn over 4, yarn over 5. Don't forget to chain 1 in between. And because this shell is so big, you can see it stretches out across the row really nicely, but we still do need the chain 1 in between because you're going to actually work into that chain in subsequent rows. So you really need that. Don't skip that. All right, so keep working this all the way along until we reach that corner, and I'll show you what it looks like whenever you're approaching a corner. Okay, I have been doing my mushroom caps across, and I'm down to the corner. So before I reach the corner, I should have 5 stitches left. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is actually where I joined in the previous round, so it's a little hard to see, but I can just look at the post and the P to make sure I'm getting everything. If you don't have 5 left, you have 4 or 3, your count is off here at the end. It means one of two things. Your count is off from the previous brown row, or you didn't count correctly in between these clusters. Don't let my video fool you. I definitely had to undo a bunch of things because I accidentally put one of the 5 double crochet clusters, the last one, I put it in the next stitch, and so then my subsequent count was off. So I was 1 stitch off right here because I did something wrong with my mushroom caps along the way. Figured out where I didn't have 4 in between, I undid it and I restarted. So now I've got it correct and I'm down to 5 stitches. Now, if your error in count is from the previous chocolate round, I get it, that's a lot to undo. Don't undo it, okay? If you only have 4 stitches left here at the corner, then just put this last double crochet in the 4th stitch instead of the 5th. If you only have 3 stitches left in the corner, that might change the shape of the blanket a little, but even 3 I don't think is bad. Just make sure you have to have this chain 1 space in between here because you're using it on the next row. You've got to have your 5 double crochets, and you always are going to do yarn over 1 double crochet right before the corner. Okay, so maybe your count is wrong, you have too many stitches, just put an extra stitch between these previous shells, or just change where you put this double crochet. 1 or 2 isn't going to ruin the whole thing. And don't redo all that work, but most importantly, you have to have this chain space and this double crochet before you get to the corner. And if these in between aren't perfect, no one's going to know but you. All right, so I did my 1 double crochet. So I skipped 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 double crochet in that final stitch. And now I'm working into my corner. So I'm going to yarn over. There's my 1 double crochet. There's my 2 double crochet. There's my chain 1. There's my chain 2. There is my yarn over 1, double crochet, 2, double crochet, 2 chain. Perfect. Now we're ready to turn the whole blanket. I shouldn't say turn this way, we just rotate the blanket. So I'm going to get this whole blanket resituated. So this is actually the wrong side facing. I pull it up like a blanket and I fold it over in my lap. So now I'm working on the right side facing. That's how I like to hold a big blanket like this. And then as it grows, you'll cover yourself up eventually. Okay, so we just finished the corner. And so we're going to make sure we're doing a double crochet, because remember the corners always have an extra double crochet on either side, into this first stitch. Remember, that can be sneaky sometimes, so don't miss it. Yarn over. We'll do a double crochet here. And then we're back to that 1 chain, miss 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a double crochet into this 5th one. We're going to do 5 double crochets now to make that mushroom cap. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1. I go too much further because I have not done it yet, and I don't want to have to undo a ton of work. I'm actually going to go back I'm going to look at my pattern, and it tells me that I should have 23 mushroom caps, or these are actually a 5 double crochet cluster, and it wants us to have 23 per side. So that means I would need to come back down here, and I would need to be counting my little mushroom caps, okay? Now this corner does not count as a mushroom cap, so you don't need to count this corner. You do want to make sure you have this chain 1 space right here, and this would count as your first cluster. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with that chain 1 space in between each one, all the way down. And I just counted mine, and I have 23 to this one. Gives me my 23 double mushroom caps all the way down. Again, this corner does not count as a mushroom cap. It's its own, it's a separate corner. So just count these as you go on each side. Make sure that you have 23 before you get too far along the next edge. You don't want to have to undo all of that work. All right, I'm gonna keep going. I'll meet you back at the join when I've wrapped all the way around, and then we'll start the next row. All right, I'm approaching the end here. We've almost gone all the way around. So finishing this last cluster. 4 and 5. Then we're gonna chain 1, and we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 double crochet into this final stitch before the corner. 1. And then we're gonna slip stitch into the top of our chain 3 from the previous round right there. Or if you're like me, I would just prefer to skip that chain 3 and slip stitch into the top of this double crochet. I just like the way it looks better. And I can just count my stitches carefully on the next round. That's it. We fasten off, and then we will move on to the next part of the mushrooms. So you need to get your cream ready so we can do the little mushroom stems. All right, I've got my cream ready. I'm going to join in the corner space, chain space from the ladybird from the previous round. So I'm going to do 1 chain to lock it in, and it calls for a 3 chain. So that's 1, 2, 3. And on this round, our corners have more stitches than in the previous round. So that counts as 1 double crochet. Now we've got 2 double crochet and 3 double crochet. Then we're going to do chain 1, chain 2, and we'll come in here and we'll say 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet. So our corners for this round are going to be the 3 double crochet, 2 chain, 3 double crochet. All right, then we're going to do 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. Don't miss your hidden stitch. Remember, that one likes to hide from us, so get that hidden stitch. 1 double crochet. So the next 2 stitches, so there's 1, there's 2, then it says 3 chain, 2 and 3. The pattern, it just says miss next. It means miss next stitch. Okay, so this next part of the pattern is a little confusing, the way that it is written. Let me show you what it means here. So ready to move on. This is where we're at. Mix 3 chain, miss next, and this is what you're missing. You're missing 1 double crochet, 1 chain, and 2 double crochets. So this is what you're skipping over. Then we're working into the middle of the mushroom cap. So let me show you how that works up. So we were here and we did our 3 chain, and now it says we're skipping over, okay, 1 double crochet, 2 the chains right there, 1 chain, and then 1, 2 double crochet. Really just need to know you're going into the middle of the fan of the mushroom cap, that cluster. So you had 5 on every cluster. You're going to go into this middle one right here. So I can see there's the chain, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. You're always going to go into that 3rd one. Okay, and then within that 3rd one, remember you're only working on the back loop only. We learned about this last week. The one facing you is the front loop. The one further from you is the back loop. So we're going to do all of the next set of stitches into the back loop only of the middle of the mushroom cap, okay? So we're going to do 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet. And it's okay that it's pulling right now. It'll even out. We're not worried about it. Then we're going to chain 1, 2, 3. And then the pattern says the same thing. Miss the next double crochets, 2 double crochets, the chain, and the 2 double crochets. You can just know I'm going to skip to the middle of the next mushroom. I don't have to worry about all of that. Okay, so I did my 2 chains. And then I'm going to do in the back loop only, not all the way through both. The back loop only. I'm going to put 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. And then we're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. Moving on to the next one, back loop only. 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet. 1 chain, 2 chain, 3 chain. Moving to the next mushroom, the middle stitch. Yarn over, and in the back loop only, put 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet. 1, 2, chain 3. In the middle of the next one, back loop only, 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet. So we're making the little stems for our mushrooms, and don't worry about all the extra white, we're going to cover that up. Okay, so I know the pattern, the way it's written, what it says to skip is kind of confusing, so just keep focused on, you're going into that middle double crochet shell from the ladybird round. Okay, so you're going to keep working through all of these, and I'll meet you at the corner so that we can look at how we make a corner work. Okay, I'm approaching the next corner, so I just did my 3 chains, yarn over, find the back loop only of the middle mushroom stitch, so that's 1, 2, and 3. Back loop only, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and we 3 chain again, 1, 2, and 3. And then it says to skip the next 2 double crochets, 1, 2, the next chain, and the next 1 double crochet. So that should leave you with 2 more double crochets before the corner chain space. So you're going to do 1 double crochet in each of these 2 stitches, 1, 2. Now you're ready to do your corner for this round. And remember, the corners are 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, chain 1, chain 2, and then the same thing over again. 1, 2, and 3 double crochets, and we'll come around this corner, which is the start of our repeat. That's why you see a star in the pattern. So same thing, you want to do 1 double crochet into this first stitch by the corner, which can hide from you. There we go. 1 and 2. And then we're going to skip this last 3rd double crochet in the corner. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, and now we're starting over, going into the mushroom cap. So we'll skip this first double crochet within the cluster, skip this, and we're looking for the back loop only of the middle, where we can add 2 double crochets. There's 1, and there's 2. Again, I'm going to the back loop only. So I'll keep going like this all the way around until I meet the back of the corner and I slip stitch everything together. And even though I didn't get a count for this row in the pattern, what I am going to go back and do to check myself to make sure is I'll make sure, paying close attention at my corners, I should have 3 double crochets, a 2 chain space, and a 3 double crochet, and then on either side I'll have an extra 1, 2 double crochets. So in this pattern, this corner you can see it better. So I've got my 1, 2, then I've got my corner, 1, 2, 3 chain space, 1, 2, 3, and then I've got my extra 1, 2. So double check those, and then double check to make sure that each of your mushroom caps has a 2 double crochet stem, and that you've got 3 chain spaces, a 3 chain space in between each one. All right, I'll meet you. Okay, I just finished my last mushroom stem in the back loop only, so I'm approaching where I started. So I'll chain 1, 2, 3, and then don't forget we need those extra double crochets. So we skip these 2 double crochets, skip this chain, skip this one. So if you counted correctly, you should have 3 stitches here. And you're going to go into these 2. So we're going to yarn over, insert into this one, 1 double crochet there, and then 1 more double crochet right here. Again, I skipped that first one right there because I had 3 from the previous round. So now this corner looks correct because it has my 6 corner double crochets all in the same stitch, then 2 on this side, and then I added 2 on this side. So now we can slip stitch into the top of the chain 3, or I always just slip stitch 1 over. So that's the way that looks. That is it for the cream and our mushroom stems. We can fasten off, and now you will get your lemongrass ready to go. All right, we're back for round 3 now. We're joining the lemongrass, this kind of green color, into the corner chain space from the previous cream round. And we're gonna chain 3, so that was 1, 2, 3. And now this round's a little bit different. We're gonna only do 1 more double crochet, and you're gonna chain 1, chain 2. Scoot those over a little. And we're gonna do 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2. So my corner is 2 double crochets, 2 chain, 2 double crochets, all in the corner chain space. Then we're going to add 1 double crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. I'm going to carry this lemongrass with me along the back side here just to help with weaving in. Don't miss that first stitch, it hides in the corner. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4 double crochets. And then the pattern tells us we're going to do 1 double crochet into the 3 chain space from the second round. So that's this cream right here. This is all those big chain spaces. So we'll do 1 double crochet. Now it says 1 TR, that's a treble crochet. And it says 1 treble crochet in front of the second round from the ladybird 1 chain space. So let me show you what that looks like, okay? So a treble means we yarn over once, twice. So that needs to be a very tall stitch because we're gonna reach down into this chain space right here, and we're gonna actually do the stitch in there. So I'm gonna put my hook over the front, pull through, yarn over, pull up a loop. You might have to kind of stretch this loop a little tall, okay? Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then when you lay it flat, you can see kind of have a longer stitch there now. Then we're going to do another 1 double crochet. So this one's just a double crochet, still working all on that chain space from the cream. But we reached across rows for this treble crochet. That's why I needed it to be so tall. Okay, so now it says 1 half double crochet into the back loop only into the next 2 stitches. So essentially half double crochet in the back loop only, so front and back. So half double crochet is yarn over, reaching into the back loop only there, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. And again, another half double crochet. So always into your stems, you know you should have a half double crochet. Back loop only, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's a half double crochet. And then it says we're going to do that 23 times. So that's essentially our pattern for majority of this row. Okay, so let me do it again so I can show you that treble crochet again, because I know that can be harder. So we're going to start with a double. We're working on this cream. So yarn over, do your double crochet. Okay, now we do a treble. Yarn over once, yarn over twice. Reach down through the ladybird chain space and up so that you can grab the green and you're only pulling it through the ladybird. Pull up a loop. I kind of stretch it tall. So you should have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 once, yarn over, pull through 2 twice, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you made a treble crochet. So into this cream chain again, we just need a double now. Yarn over, split my stitch, double crochet. All right, now I move back to the half double crochets in the back loop only of our stem. So working the back loop, yarn over, there's 1 half double crochet, yarn over, back loop only, pull up a loop, pull through all 3. It's 2 half double crochets. We're gonna do the 1 double crochet. Now let's do the treble crochet. 1, 2, yarn over twice, through the ladybird. Don't go through the cream, come back up because you want this to be in front of it. And I'm realizing as I'm doing this, pulling through, I can pull this stitch tall, or I can just kind of tilt my hook this way and it's working pretty good for me. Pull through once, twice, 3 times. Yarn over, double crochet. Now we do the half double crochets in the back loop only of the mushrooms. So we're going to say 1 half double crochet, oops, 2 half double crochets, then a double on the cream chain. Now we got to get that treble on the cream chain. Yarn over once, yarn over twice, through the ladybird, but in front of the cream. Yarn over, 4 loops on the hooks, yarn over, pull through once, twice, 3 times, treble crochet. Yarn over, get that double, get those 2 half doubles, 1 and 2. Let's do 1 more double crochet, and then yarn over once, yarn over twice. This is that treble crochet through the front of the ladybird, back up. So we don't want to include the cream in this. We want to be in front of the cream. Pull up a loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's a treble crochet. Then we do double back on the cream now, not including the red. You can see that that works up really nicely. Okay, so I am approaching the end of the row. So I just finished doing in the chain space 1 double crochet, 1 treble crochet into the ladybird, 1 double crochet back into the cream. And now we're ready to do the corner. We're going to skip 1 stitch, and then that should leave us 4 stitches into the corner. All right, so skip this 1 stitch, and then you'll do 1, 2, 3, and 4 double crochets in those 4 stitches, and then you do your same corner pattern, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 1, 2, and 2 double crochets, 1, 2. All right. Then the pattern, I'm going to rotate this work here. Now we're back to the star repeat portion of our pattern for this next side. That means we're going to do 4 double crochets into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then it says to miss 1 stitch, so we're going to leave 1 undone here. And now we're going to start working once more into this cream 3 chain space. So we'll do 1 double crochet into the cream chain. Now we'll do that treble crochet, yarn over twice, down to the ladybird, up in front of the cream, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, gives us a treble, yarn over, 1 double crochet. Now we're back to working on the cream. And then the final 2 for the repeat are yarn over, back loop only, 1 half double crochet, and 2 half double crochets. Okay, so that's the pattern for the mushroom round. So these corners, remember, are 2 double crochets, 2 chain, 2 double crochets, and then you have an extra 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches on either side nearing the corner. So double check your corners, and then check your mushrooms. Make sure you've got that 1 longer treble stitch in between each mushroom cap, and then you should have your 2 doubles on either side of it as well. So per side, you should have 130 stitches. So I'm going to pause what I'm doing, go back and count, make sure I have 130 across, and then I'll meet you back to join with the lemongrass. All right, I'm coming to the end of round 3. I've been counting each side to make sure I have 130 of these green stitches, the lemongrass stitches per side. I finished my last double crochet, treble crochet, double crochet. Then I'm going to skip 1 stitch, and then you should have just enough stitches left that you can do 4 double crochets to connect into the corner chain, the corner cluster. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. That should be your last one, hopefully. If it's not, just fudge it. Don't start over. And then you slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 that you did. That was your first stitch for the round. I'm going to slip stitch just one. That is it for the lemongrass. You fasten off, and you have essentially finished the mushroom round at that point. You fasten off. Now you need to get your cream out, because the next step, turn these, is taking all these cute little mushrooms you made, and we're going to actually embroider the little cream dots using French knots. So, okay, so I have my darning needle. I cut a length of the cream thread, threaded that onto my needle. First, I have to make a knot at this end. So I'm going to take the end of the thread here. I'm going to hold it across the needle, like this. Then I'm going to wrap it around 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I'm going to pull that wrap thread down through all this other length of yarn. Kind of wiggle it through, and then I'm holding the twists here. I'm going to pull, 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 pull. And then that gives us a knot right here. You're going to, through the back side of the work, the goal is to put 1 dot here, and 1 dot here, and 1 dot here. Right? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. So I'm just coming through the back side of the work, kind of in between these stitches. I'm trying to catch this one. And pull this through, and I have a knot at the end, so it should stay between the stitches. Then I'm going to pull through a loop right here, and taking the end that I just pulled through, and do what I just did. I'm going to wrap it 1, 2, 3. And with my fingers, I'm going to hold. I'm going to pull that knot through. And then I've created this tiny little knot. I'm going to secure it down. I'm going to go back through. Now I'm going to go down. I'm going to try to get another knot right here, another French knot right through here. So from the back of the work, just pushing up, pulling this all the way back through. That's loop. I'm just going through this loop right here. I'm going to take the end that I just pulled through. I'm going to wrap it 1, 2, 3, and just put my thumb over this now. I'm going to kind of fold this as I wiggle my needle through. I'm going to pull it all the way to create that knot, and then I'll secure it down. And I kind of want it to turn right here, so I'll put the needle back through. Okay, that's pretty good. And then coming up to the back side of the work again, I'll put another dot. Right here. It's definitely not going to be perfect, but I'm having to pull it pretty tight to make sure that these French knots are staying down appropriately. So I'm going to just, again, pick up a little loop of thread of the red here, taking the end, wrap around 1, 2, 3, and then I kind of hold it with my thumb, pull through to make my third and final French knot for this mushroom. And then to finish this one off, I'll go back through to the back of the work. And there are my, not perfect, but very cute French knots for the mushroom. And then what I'll do is I'll flip my work over here to hide. I'm not ready to cut the string. I still have more. So I'll kind of just run it through these stitches on the back of the work until I'm ready to come up onto the other side and add my next French knot. This will definitely be a little time consuming, but it will be worth it. I'm probably going to pause on doing this just because I'm excited to get to the leaves and the pumpkin. But you can just keep going down till all of your little mushrooms look like that. And then you'll have completed the mushroom portion once you weave in your ends. Now, it doesn't matter as much for the rest of this week, but for next week, you will want to make sure that you've counted your green and that you have 130 stitches per side. Remember, that means you count on either side of the chain to count the sides. Okay, good luck, everybody. Have fun with your mushrooms. In my next video, I will go over how to crochet all the appliques. So we'll do the maple leaf, the oak leaf, and the little acorn. And then I'll probably have to do a separate video for the big center pumpkin. So a lot of pieces going on this week. So stay tuned. I'm working through them all.